Hey guys, and welcome back to the WD Black Cup powered by AMD Ryzen. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster today. And well, joining the panel, not really as well. Like I'm joining the panel with CA. You know him, you've seen him time and time again over the past few days. He will be here casting and analyzing. How have you been, CA? I am super excited to watch this best of three here in the upper bracket of the quarterfinals between Team Mahi and Inglu.
Yeah, I've been great, and it's really great to have you back as well. I can't remember a tournament that I've casted without you being at least on one of the matches. So it makes it makes sense to me the fact that you're here, especially since we're starting the best of three half of the tournament now. Team Mahi versus Inglu. It's literally the old guard versus the new guard. Inglu, an up and coming rising team against obviously everybody knows Team Mahi. They're here for vengeance.
All right, let's head straight into the map veto screen and look at which maps will be up here in the quarterfinals. Now, what's really cool, like you just mentioned, is that Inglu, they're like the new kids on the block. And
Yeah.
I must say, I really enjoy upcoming talent, players that we don't know, just proving to us why they deserve a spot up here in the quarterfinals. Now, map number one is going to be Ascent. We're going to get straight into that. Map two will be split. And if we do get a map three, it will be Icebox, your favorite, CA. So let's
Yeah.
just focus on Ascent. Team Mahi, when it comes to their performance on Ascent, I would say it's not one of their weaker maps. They do really well there. And I am looking forward to both Antidote and Excali. They usually pick up their duelist role on Ascent. So I'm looking forward to that. And as for Inglu, I'm not sure entirely what to expect. What are your thoughts here coming into this map number one?
So Inglu best map is I think Ascent for me at least the way I've seen them play. It really suits their playstyle and I feel like the players themselves are very comfortable on it. If I'm not mistaken, this map is also their pick. Split is Mahi's pick. So for them, it's all about this first map. You need to start off the series strong and try and surprise Mahi off the get go because if you lose your own home map going into Split, it becomes that much more difficult. And especially going into Icebox, where we've seen Mahi get that much more comfortable, and we don't really know what we can expect from Inglu because we haven't seen them on that map as much. So it's all bets on the table here with the first map. If they can win it, get that momentum for themselves, that's going to go a long way in helping them go further into the next few maps. Now, it's going to be standard comps across both of the sides. But as you said, for Mahi, I'm excited to see if there's any changes coming out and if Inglu just respond well and adapt well to those changes.
Indeed, this is the upper brackets, right?
Yeah.
There is a double elimination format as we get into, the later stages of the tournament. The fact that Inglu has managed to maintain a winning streak up to the quarterfinals. We don't know who they are, but the names are a little familiar. And Ditto is one of them. He's been in other teams, played with other teammates. We've seen what he's capable of. And as for, the remaining members, Orange Leaf, The Game, Pixels, Thanos, I'm excited because I don't know what they're going to pull out. This will definitely allow us to get a little bit more of a feel, of what Inglu really is about, to kind of identify their play style, how they want to attack, how they want to defend, what is their strategy, and, is the communication sharp? Because right now, up against a team like Mahi, it's not going to be an easy feat.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the changes from Mahi, I'm seeing the Reina come out for Excali, and instantly I'm a big fan. The Killjoy for Hellfighter, I've always been a proponent. I do feel like the Killjoy is much better than the Cypher on Ascent. Yeah, while the Cypher does offer you a bit more ease in terms of rotations and executions, Killjoy can do that. It's just you have to be on point with the agent. So the fact that Hellfighter is picking it up shows that Mahi is ready to make those changes that are required. And Excali on that Reina, it reminds me back of that Excali and Lock playstyle. So we will see how that pans out. The Inglu aggressive push onto B. Dashes coming in from the Jet, but Hellfighter already. This is why the Killjoy is so damn good. A nade kill picked up. It's 1-for-1 on both sides, but the game to take lead is up to Hellfighter to hold it down.
The game is popping off with that double kill. Orange Leaf is going to find one, but right to Ace with the revenge kill. Last man standing as he creeps and makes his way right through the middle area into Market. Right to Ace, 74 HP. That's all he has to work with. 2 shock darts and a recon bolt. It's going to be a tough one. And right to Ace just taking a little bit of rest here in the corner. I do believe it might be some tech difficulties. And there we do see the game just jumping up and down. But a bit unfortunate for Team Mahi there. Inglu starting off this best of 3 in map 1 with a bang the game to end it all off with a triple kill.
Yeah, a bit of tech issues there in the game for the team Mahi players. I think 3 of them disconnected there. So we are going to end up taking a second as they figure that out. I'm sure they'll be back soon enough. But we do have this down to look at and see really what Inglu's playstyle is. This is where I think they really excel. They're a very fast and aggressive team. They like to take the fight against their opponents, like to take those gun duels. And it's where they're really, really good at. And you could see that coming out from the game. That's also why I think the Killjoy is really good on Ascent, because against teams like this, it provides you that raw power in the Nanoswarm grenades to hold down a particular site. And the fact that Hellfighter has already got a kill with that Nanoswarm does bode well for the rest. But Inglu, we talked about them starting off on the right note in map 1 and winning the pistol. That's the way to go.
Indeed, and I think what's really cool is that, Team Mahi, when you watch them, they are known to be very innovative and very creative when it comes to their lineups. What we see now is a lineup that is very classic Team Mahi, in my opinion. Watching them on Ascent, having Excali go on their Reyna, just to utilize their Leer as a form of, visual impairment, and Excali kind of leading the charge when, at least when it's on the attacking side, is very familiar to me. It is something that I can appreciate. I like the fact that they're going back to their roots. They're going back to what is comfortable. And if you look at the track record of Team Mahi, if they aren't taking the champion spot, they're gonna take, second place. They're right up there. So, definitely they want to reclaim that throne. They want to be back on top again. There's gonna be a bunch of teams that are going to prove to be huge obstacles in this tournament. And Inglu here with that start, I mean, a little bit unfortunate, but, Inglu can still kind of take this and run with it. What more, they're starting out on the side of attack, at least here in the first half. I do want to see Inglu rake up a lot more rounds just to show that, hey, we are at this level. We can compete with Team Mahi. And I want to see how Team Mahi is going to respond. Are they going to be able to just stop these guys who are just so ready to show us their experience and talent?
Yeah, it's exactly that. Like for Inglu, this series is all about like trying to just test themselves against some of the very best, and in doing so, get themselves a really big learning curve. If they win it, it's a massive boost. But even if they don't, for them, it just becomes about improving themselves as a team, because the players have already shown that they have the mechanical caliber. Now it's just a matter of time getting that experience in you to become one of that tier 1 teams, the way Mahi is considered themselves. So I'm just excited to see more of them. Like, I want to see how much they've developed from the last time we saw them against Rebellious. Like in that game, I saw a couple of self flashes from Ditto, a couple of just mistaken plays, and all of that was all in good and well, because despite those things happening, they were very strong in their approach. So it's just about them. They're a new team on the block. They're learning and they're becoming stronger day by day. And that's very, very important, especially considering they have the cushion. This is still double elimination. They're still in the upper bracket.
Indeed, and I think what's going to be really cool is, we see Team Mahi starting out on the side of defense. I cannot wait to see Antidote on that operator again, just to see, if Antidote still has it in him. Is he going to pop off? And for his counterpart, the game on that Jet, how is he going to answer? So, there's going to be a lot of very close duels and comparisons here. Ditto, I do remember he was a Raze main. Now to see him on this Phoenix, I'm excited. He knows what to do. He's an aggressive player. Now on a different agent, I want to see if, he's had that practice. How is he going to bring something to the table to help Inglu push forward? Now, we're in the second round. The timer has been unpaused. We're back with the action. Inglu with a successful attack onto the A side. Team Mahi taking it slow. Kills across the board. That's gonna be Hell FF and Orange Leaf going down. The game falls as well. Team Mahi, they're holding their ground. 1v2 situation as Inglu, they want the site. And that is going to be a wrap as Pixels takes out Amaterasu with that Spectre. It was an eco round for Team Mahi, but Inglu being able to bring over that lead is really great in itself for them. What more? Team Mahi, they did take down at least 3 players, so, not all too bad for both sides.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the general consensus is that if you take down one player, then the team with the bonus they're not as perturbed. They just buy one gun. Two players is like the stand ground where both of the teams are content. Like two is not too many guns yet. The team going for the eco is happy. But three is usually a good number. So the fact that Mahi able to take that down, they will be feeling content. And on the same side, as you said, Inglu now with the 2-round lead, they will be feeling good too. But coming into this next round, they're gonna have to make the investments happen, and that despite the fact that TM gonna have full buys is gonna be a somewhat of a disadvantage for them. So I want to see how exactly they try and remove that disadvantage by adopting a strategy that works in their favor. Usually, when we see these Spectre bonus rounds come over, we see a lot of rush strategies, and Inglu have already shown us they're proficient at that, going to B in pistol, and then in the second round going towards A. In this third round, this is where the mind games truly begin, and this is where we usually see Mahi taking it up a notch. So Inglu this
Yeah.
round is going to be huge for the tempo.
Indeed, and Inglu, they're going to bring over a couple Spectres. They're not going to have as strong firepower as compared to Team Mahi. We see the 3 Vandals, that's coming out, and 2 Phantoms. Antidote. Usually when we watch Team Mahi, we see Antidote trying to save as much as possible, regardless of whether he does win the pistol round or not. But we can tell that, hey, that operator is not going to be a priority here. Team Mahi, they're still going to go with the flow. They're going to approach this very much different. Now, everyone across the board, not close exactly to their ultimates except for right to Ace, but there seems to be shots fired on A-Long, and Excali just popping that reload, pulling it back. Don't want to be too aggressive in case he loses his life. Ditto's gonna find right to Ace, and Excali with the return kill. Make that a double for Excali, and Orange Leaf is gonna put him down once and for all. We're down to this 3v3. Hell FF. He picks up one for himself, and Tanos is gonna fall. Last man standing is Pixels as he does secure the spike plant. Now with the teleport, a little bit questionable, and Antidote's gonna take him out very overexposed. And that's gonna be the first point for Team Mahi. I felt that Inglu could have a little bit better communication there. They were kind of caught off guard by Team Mahi. It happens, but great point nonetheless for Team Mahi. So you can see here on the instant replay, there it is, Antidote just picking up that last kill. Very nicely done by Team Mahi. I would like to see Inglu kind of change it up as well. They did go for the B site in the first round, and then the next two they went for A. Their approach wasn't exactly different. They kind of just rushed for the site. They didn't go for that mid control. So what do you think? How do you think Inglu should execute their strategy here on the side of attack up against Team Mahi?
Like the biggest advantage of having a Cypher over a Killjoy on attack is that you can have a dedicated lurker, right? So you want to ideally play slowly, use that Cypher for just that. But they're playing a bit too fast. Excali through the wall, he finds one, but a really well-placed headshot from Thanos to return it. And game with 2 more 1-taps to take down a couple more players gives Inglu a huge lead, orange lead for the Northern, and now it's 3v1. Inglu in a prime position to pull off a thrifty. Amaterasu 1 versus 3 with just 36 HP, not ideal at all, but if he is gonna start to pull off this clutch, he needs to win this duel against Orange Leaf here. Slowly inching his way towards him. He's not gonna look there. Instead, it's Orange Leaf with the timing on point to take him down, and a thrifty round picked up for Team Inglu. That's absolutely huge. The game with those 2 1-taps and Thanos with another, this team just pulled off a huge momentum shift.
Inglu just went old school, bringing out that Wild Wild West with the Sheriffs. Yeah. That was amazing. The game finding 2 kills, and Orange Leaf to chime in as well. You can see on the scoreboard, both of them having their ultimates ready. So does Ditto, and 5 kills for both the game and Orange Leaf. I think it's really impressive the fact that Orange Leaf on that Sentinel, the Cypher, he's able to secure these kills. He's gonna rely on that raw aim, that firepower. As you know, Cypher, he's more built for defense, but on the attacking side, hey, you just gotta take those heads, and Orange Leaf, he's proving himself. Now Hell FF, he's gonna find the first kill of this round. Thanos to respond to that. And this is right to Ace with the Owl Drone, trying to get some information. The Neural Theft has been dropped by Orange Leaf, and the positions of Team Mahi. They're compromised. Amaterasu creeping in from defender side spawn. Takes out that recon bolt, but it does spot him out. Pixels finds a kill onto Antidote. Right to Ace, popping the Hunter's Fury, but that is not going to be enough. He doesn't find a kill. Does manage to take down some HP from the side of Inglu. Now with the one-man disadvantage, Team Mahi, they're going to progress forward. Pixels, the teleport, not at the right time, and Excali just going to gun him down. 3v3, the spike is ticking. Ditto making his way through into B main, taking a different position. Excali going for the defuse, and that is going to be Ditto taking down Amaterasu. It's a 1v2 situation. A beautiful shock dart coming in from right to Ace, and right to Ace. He cleans that up, and a thrifty round this time for Team Mahi.
A thrifty right back for Team Mahi. They do brilliantly in this round to pick up the win for themselves. You can't give that Reyna a gun. Once she gets a full gun, especially on a player like Excali, it's just mayhem all across. He's able to push in aggressively into side, create space for his team to do the same. And the fact that both him and Ace are able to clear out the site, meaning he can go for the defuse, because the spike was planted very defensively, not exactly in an open way for lane, meaning that Ditto not in a position at all to try and take down the planter. The real disposition was taken down himself, and now the op online on Antidote as Team Mahi once again. They take that eco control. Scally and LFF finding the kills on either side of the map. The aggressive push and a 3-man stack from Team Mahi working out huge. They get knowledge of where the spike is, and all they have to do now is guard it.
Antidote here with the operator. Sooner or later, you know he's gonna buzz that weapon out. HellFF gonna find Orange Speed, and Thanos, the last man standing, make that a triple for HellFF. Flawless round for Team Mahi, not losing a single life. That is gonna do wonders to their economy. They're gonna feel rich, ready, and set to go for the next few rounds. Here on the instant replay, you can see 4 members all down, and that is Thanos there trying to make the best out of the situation. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be quite enough. We've reached 3-3 on the scoreboard. It's even Stevens and 2 ultimates ready on both sides. It's so back and forth, and honestly, I didn't expect it. I think that Inglu, they're doing really well on the side of attack, and Team Mahi, they're trying to, get their senses together. They had a very unfortunate start, but, everything is coming into play, and that's Antidote. That's the Antidote we know. He's gonna find Pixels there right across the midpoint here.
Antidote with an aggressive peek. He gets 1, and his co-duelist chimes in with 2 more. Excali takes catwalk control, finds a double kill, and Team Mahi suddenly, they're like an enraged beast. They're like, you dare take a thrifty against us? We're just gonna play you at your own game. Like, the gun duels really what you excel at, but Team Mahi pushing them aggressively and winning it out. A huge round picked up for them. I do believe though that was the eco round for Inglu, so they'll be going into this next round to try and pull it back. But that op kill coming out for Antidote with a flawless round does mean that the eco very much stabilized for Team Mahi. I'm saying like a very snowballed economy. 8,000 credits on multiple players, 5,000 credits on multiple players, meaning they're in a comfortable position to just hold on. Even if they lose a round, they get the money to buy back. But you can see the approach from Team Mahi, it's very simple here. They want to continuously push against Inglu, deny them A main or B main control. They did A main a couple of rounds back. This time shifting Anti on his op to A while Excali pushes in B.
It's really good to change your sniper's position every round on the side of defense. And Team Mahi, they're no strangers to that kind of strategy. They're going to utilize it whenever they can. Ditto loses his life there, leaving his teammates to fend for themselves with that disadvantage. And now's the time as the game pulls out his own op on that jet. So, I've been waiting for this moment. He's got to translate that huge investment into kills. Make that a second one for Antidote as he takes down Pixels. 3 attackers, Orange Leaf trying to sneak into A site, but HellFF is watching the entrance, holding that down. And the last 2 members, Excali finds Thanos, and now the game is left alive. 50 seconds to work with. And this operator, it's going to hurt to see it go to waste. But let's see what the game is going to do in this exact moment. He could try to go for a save, play very defensively, or, just go for it.
30 seconds left.
This is really interesting. I feel like he's intentionally trying to make noise so that they come peek him. I don't see any other reason why he would jump there. So maybe trying to bait out, try to get some exit frags because he is definitely gonna go for the savior. Doesn't have enough time to go for the plant. But Team Mahi, they're being cautious, trying to hunt him down, but doing so in a manner where they have each other's back. Excali finds the thread of his head peeking out, and he'll take him down. 13 kills to this Reina's name already, and Excali really turning up on this agent, really able to cause a significant impact. The amount of space he's able to create is just insurmountable for Inglu to try and beat. They end up playing in a defensive manner on their own attack, and that's something you never want to do. Like for me, I think considering the fact that Arena was nerfed recently, a lot of teams stopped picking her up. But in general, if you look at the stats, in competitive esports, the Reina tends to use her solobs only like 2 or 3 times. So it's not as much of a nerf to her in esports specifically. So it is nice to see teams once again picking it up, realizing that, hey, while she did get changed a little bit, she still has a lot of power to offer in these esports games.
Now moving on into the next round, we have a few more before we hit the second half. Excali gonna find the out drone, get shot in his tail, but he does manage to survive. Antidote watching his back as well. It seems like all of Inglu, they're on A short, but they are gonna get spotted out by what I do believe is the recon bolt. Now realizing that they have to change up their position, creating all that noise. Instead, they're gonna take that mid area across into B main and possibly gun for the B site. Now HellFF will be the first defender that they could potentially meet, and right to Ace, just pulling it back very defensively. Now we do hear the ultimate, right to Ace spraying away. He's gonna find Ditto. Could be a little bit more of a coordinated entry coming in from Inglu. Right to Ace with the shock dart. He's gonna find a kill. HellFM is holding it down. Last man standing is the game. He picks up 1 kill, and he's gonna watch all angles. And Excali coming in from the back with that wraparound. He's gonna take off the head of the game, and that is gonna be the 6th point for Team Mahi.
Really nice round picked up for Team Mahi. Does need another buy round going in their favor. The eco of Inglu now in tatters. They're gonna have to go for an eco once again, and it's gonna mean that Team Mahi just able to comfortably take control. Ace with the spam and the shock dart doing so well to hold on and delay the push for Inglu onto the side for so long. When that Team Mahi came with the backup, they were ready, and they were able to take them down to make it 6-3. Now, for Inglu, I do notice that the running back is ready for Ditto, so they could try and use that ultimate to try and force something, but instead they're going to spread themselves out, play much slower, look to see if their sheriffs can cause some damage. Now, we've seen this happen before. Thrifty is definitely in the realm of possibility when it comes to Inglu, but Team Mahi already almost trying to be ready for that. They've stacked up on A side with the operator being backed up by Excali, while you see the Killjoy and the Sova respectively holding down B and mid. Now, I think that was a fake dash. I'm not sure if that was a failed dash by the game, but irrespective, the tailwind is down, and now with this mid control time running out, Inglu, they're gonna have to make their move soon.
Now it's Wild Wild West once again for Inglu. Let's see if they're gonna hit those 1 taps. Right to Ace, realizing that his mid area has a bunch of opponents there just lurking around, looking for him. Right to Ace, finding the double. Beautiful lineup there. Excali, he's gonna take down Pixels. And the turret is going to spot out
30 seconds
the
left.
game in B main. HellFF just inching closer, going for a very aggressive stance. He wants this kill, and their recon bolt not gonna catch HellFF. 1 step at a time, and patience does not help there because the game has insane aim. But Excali and Amaterasu ready to clean that up. I mean,
right here.
We've seen the game with the Sheriff, and I'm actually convinced that he is pretty mean on that particular pistol.
Yeah, definitely. Like he's been able to find kills consistently, and every single time he does it in a manner where he's sure of the place where his opponent is gonna be, and that shows a high level of crosshair placement. So definitely a player that is really showing up. But like for Team Mahi, the fact that the entire team is rallying around is getting him points. So I want to see that from Inglu. I want to see more of a team-based approach where they're relying on each other, covering each other's backs, and using their abilities in tandem to cause some sort of advantage for themselves. They've grouped up on this A side. They're going to use the running back, but this time the killjoy for Team Mahi is over here. So the utility ready to delay some sort of push from Inglu, but the side being taken, Team Mahi, they're instead going to play on that lockdown from Hellfighter. Considering the fact though that Thanos has his Hunter's Fury ready, this might be the round for Inglu to push it back, get themselves a win. But Orange Leaf going down in the flank, meaning Team Mahi a 5v4 retake on the cards.
Now with the 4-round lead, Team Mahi in really good shape. Inglu hanging on to what they have left. Two ultimates being utilized. That's going to be the Blade Storm and the Hunter's Fury. LFM right away. They're going to pick up kills. Little finds one, but he falls. And Thanos takes out Excali. Amaterasu comes in from the back and stops it all. Two members left alive, but a very successful retake from the side of Team Mahi as we move into the last round before the swap.
Last round
8-3. You know, it was a bit of a shaky start for Team Mahi, but we can tell that, you know, they had a feel of what Inglu was about, and now putting their foot down, you have to say that the dominance is very real. A 5-round gap is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they've just continuously pushed forward and won the duels that Inglu are known to be so good at, and it's becoming very difficult for Inglu to try and find their own advantages. Like in the last round, the A execute was really nice, and you have the Hunter's Fury to trade out the lockdown coming in from Hellfighter, but the fact that Orange Leaf goes down in the catwalk so early, meaning that Thanos has no time to really pull out the Hunter's Fury all 3 charges, meaning that they just get pushed in aggressively, not given enough time to get into their post plants. It becomes a very simple retake for Team Mahi. Now, in this final round, bit of broken rise across the side of Inglu. You see the op coming out for the game, but Orange Leaf on that Spectre and Thanos on the Light Shields means that the advantage definitely towards Team Mahi once again. Now, the op shot does miss first time around, but Antidote holding down B main. Now, he's going to spot Orange Leaf. Misses on shot. Instead, it's Excali coming out huge. Goes for the mid peak, has his dismiss ready, and right to A, chiming in with another. Excali going to find the headshot, find himself a heal, and get the advantage for Team Mahi.
Ditto and Orange Leaf. They've got to retrieve the spike, and it's pretty far away. Team Mahi looking for another flawless round. Orange Leaf, however, he's going to take out right to Ace. Antidote with the Sheriff this time, showing his prowess with that pistol. And Ditto.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left to work with. Not much. He's got to pick up the pace if he still wants to try to take on this 1v4 situation. Excali gonna spot him out and make that a triple to end off the first half. That is Team Mahi grabbing 9 points for themselves, and Inglu with 3. Wow, a 6-round lead for Team Mahi. And, you know, they look so comfortable there on the side of defense. I do believe that this was Inglu's map pick. So, you know, having a bit of a tough time, Inglu, they've got to bring it back in the side swap because, you know, in the second half, they will be playing on that defensive side. And, you know, looking at Ascent, I still do believe more than not, it is a little bit more defense favored than it is attack. You know, it requires a lot of skill to pull off a successful attacking phase here on Ascent.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the only phase where Ascent even leans towards the attack is a little bit when you got that double initiator. The breach helps with the mid control, but seeing that neither team has that, it's all about the defense for both. And for Inglu, they're gonna have to start off really strong with just that. Need to pick up this pistol. The shock darts coming out from Thanos, tries to get some damage done, does exactly that. You can see he's brought down both Antidote and Excali really low, so he could use this damage to push in. Instead, it's the game towards this A main area to try and find something. Now, Team Mahi, they're on an 8-round win streak, and it doesn't look like they're ready to give it up whatsoever. Hellfighter with first blood, but Ditto answering back. Does not have his molly ready just yet to heal himself up though, so he's going to be low on that health bar. Team Mahi now with full A-side control and with Antidote towards this mid, they're going to have an easy A-side push.
Antidote coming in from mid, not watching all angles, can prove to be very dangerous. Inglu getting caught off guard, and this could potentially be double digits for Team Mahi. Now HellFF just lingering in A main, gonna put down that turret. Pixels gonna find that kill on Antidote, make that a 3v2. Inglu, they're not gonna give up. It doesn't matter what the score is, they're still gonna fight to the very end. Hell FF might want to just push that dark cover, and that turret picks up a kill onto Thanos. Beautifully done. Well played. And Pixels is the last man standing, and Amaterasu, his clone, takes him out. Make that 10 points for Team Mahi.
Oh, I know that hurts for Inglu. Like that definitely hurts. You don't want to be killed by a turret ever. But it's another reason why Killjoy is so strong. Because in pistols, like generally when it comes to like buy rounds with Vandals or Phantoms, it's very simple to take that turret down. But in pistols, it takes about 5 or 6 pistol shots to take down the turret, and you rarely have enough time to get those shots through. So you pretty much never are able to take down the turret for free. You end up trading a lot of damage. And you can see that exactly how it pans out. When someone on the other side is low, the turret manages to get a kill as well. 10-3 for Team Mahi, a 9-round win streak now. With the buys ready for themselves, Inglu, they're making the right move, going for the force buy, but they're still at very much a disadvantage. This ult of control for Xcali continuously present. The B main area continuously denied for Inglu. It feels like they're just being denied a say in how the battle really proceeds.
Now this is Amaterasu looking for that mid control, hopefully a pick off across courtyard. Just gonna check A short. Meanwhile, Hell FF gonna pick up a kill onto Ditto. And Xcali chimes in as well. Pixels with that stinger, putting it to full use. It seems like it is force buys on the side of Inglu. They gotta make this pay off or the economy's gonna suffer greatly. Xcali's gonna find Thanos and 2 members left on the side of Inglu. They gotta go for this retake as Right to Ace is looking to secure that plant. And securing it indeed is what he has done. Pixels moving in very carefully. He's going to take a different entry, and that is from Market. Now, it seems that the game has decided to follow him as well. Usually, when you're going in for retakes, it's best to come in from multiple entries. But hey, you know, Inglu, they're going to do what works best for them. And that's going to be Xcali gunning down the game. Antidote picking up the last kill. 11 points for Team Mahi. They are so close to wrapping it up. And if Inglu, you know, they gotta find a way to pull off a 50 round in the next round, because going for that force buy, it didn't quite pay off, and they don't have the firepower now. It's almost as though Team Mahi might just secure the match point right here, right now.
Yeah, this is the issue when you end up like losing more than 8 rounds on that first half. It puts so much priority on the pistol, because when you end up dropping the pistol, you have to go for the force buy. And if you ever lose that force buy, you're in this situation here where you can't really even afford a force buy anymore. So you automatically just go for the eco, and it gives the opposing team a very free match point to take. Now Team Mahi leaving Xcali to just cause chaos towards the B side. They're gonna go for that free A side entry. Xcali and Amaterasu, they just completely obliterate Inglu in this B side, leaving Pixels last man standing. Not much hope with just the Sheriff. He's gonna go for that deal against Amaterasu, get taken down in a very quick manner. Team Mahi, they continue their win streak. 9 rounds now as they take match point.
Team Mahi, you can't judge them for their performance in the beginning, you know, because Team Mahi, when they get their rhythm, when they get their momentum going, this is the kind of dominance that you can expect to see coming out of Team Mahi. A very tough team indeed in front of Inglu, as they do try their best, but you can see here, you know, even on the instant replay, just one by one, they went down, they didn't have the firepower, and you can just tell that the communication on the side of Team Mahi, the way they react and cover for one another, just a little bit sharper as compared to Inglu. Now that's going to be Antidote drawing first blood onto the game. His clone, his counterpart, just taking him out. Antidote's going to find a second kill with that operator on the side of attack. And we do see Pixels running for cover in A short. Now with 2 members down, Team Mahi, it's just one more point and they can close it down. But Pixels and Orange Leaf, they beg to differ. If they can drag this out, they most definitely will continue to do that. Now right to A shotgun. Orange Leaf, he's gonna go down to Xcali. And Antidote securing the plant onto B site. Here comes Thanos and Pixels going in for the retake, but before that, gotta drop that owl draw just to pick up some information, and it does look like B main is clear. All 3 members of Team Mahi, they're on site in the boathouse. Thanos approaching one step at a time, takes out the recall bolt. That shot is going to connect the second time, and Excali to end it all off. Team Mahi, they're going to take map number 1 in this best of 3 in the upper bracket of the quarterfinals.
They didn't lose a single round after that thrifty that happened for Inglu. It feels like they just got mad. They're like, damn, you pulled off a thrifty. We're just gonna end this. Like right here, from 3-1 to 33, Team Mahi just dominate map 1 and Excali at the forefront of it all. 6 first bloods, 468 ACS, and 28 kills. That's called Arena Beast Unleashed.
Oh my goodness, what a map to watch. Now let's head over into the WD Black Cup highlights and talk a little bit more about what went down in map number 1, Ascent, which was a map pick from the side of Inglu. So, you did mention earlier before the game started that Inglu has had quite a bit of success on this map Ascent here. But who are they going up against this time? It's Team Mahi, a team filled with so much experience and history in the competitive Valorant scene. And Team Mahi, they just put their foot down. They read through the movements of Inglu, and it's kind of understandable. Inglu being the new kids on the block, it's definitely, a platform right now and a space for them to kind of improve and observe what needs to be done to create a very strong and powerful team. And I felt that, you can see so much potential in Inglu. It's just that here on Ascent, they kind of just missed the mark because Team Mahi, they were playing out of their mind. Excali ending it off with 28 kills. Second to him is HellFF with 14. Make that double the amount of kills there. Excali popping off. He does what he does best, and that is just fragging out of his mind. Great to see Excali on their radar here on Ascent. What are your afterthoughts here, CA?
I mean, it's exactly that. I do feel like Team Mahi, they've sort of honed in on a playstyle that's more focused on just helping them bring out the true power of their individual talents. Like before, when we used to see Ascent, they ended up playing a lot more on the basis of where they want to push towards as a team. This time, instead, Excali on the arena, it does mean that they're able to dictate multiple sides of the map. You saw with the operator, the way they're able to hold down one main side and use Excali's rear to push in towards aggressively on the other side, when that Inglu didn't really have any say in the way the attack went, and that sort of stifled the entire team. Now, as for Inglu, we talked about this. This is more of that experience opportunity playing against that really top-class team because you have the cushion of the lower bracket. So, like, they need to look at this map and understand, hey, this was our strong map. We picked this, what went wrong, and try to just bring out a more macro-based approach for themselves as a team. Because as you said, they definitely have the talent. Like, the game popping off on those headshots, especially, absolutely nuts, and it does mean that this team is someone to keep your eye on for the future. But hey, this series not over just yet. They might as well just pull out a surprise in the next map going into Split.
All right. So we've reached the end of map number 1. CA, I felt that was a very explosive map. I do want to put in that Amaterasu, not exactly the highest on the scoreboard, but I do feel that Amaterasu, even with a very positive score of 8, 5, and 3, he was definitely calling out of his mind because Team Mahi, they look so coordinated today, and it's definitely one of their better performances up against Inglu. So, hopefully both teams, they go back to the drawing board and have a great game plan for map number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go set up for just that. And in the meantime, if you'd like to get some top-class performance storage purpose-built for gaming or multitask in game with ease with the AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors, check out both of the links in the description. We'll be back with map 2 of the WD Black Open Cup powered by AMD Ryzen with the Esports Club as the esports partner really soon.
Super
Hey guys, and welcome back to the WD Black Cup powered by AMD Ryzen. We're ready with map number 2 in this upper bracket of the quarterfinals between Team Mahi and Inglu. Now, it was a very explosive map number 1. Team Mahi showed great dominance with a beautiful scoreline of 13 is to 3. It looks like Inglu has to pick it up, step up their game, and try to take map 2 for themselves. So let's head over into the map veto screen. CA, how do you think map 2 is going to pan out? It looks like it's going to be split.
For me, the biggest question mark going into split is going to be composition wise. Like, what are we going to see from both of the teams? Like, the two really strong compositions on split right now internationally are either the no initiator double sentinel sage KJ combination, where you just sort of rely on the fact that the map is much more open now to take the deals and sort of allow yourself on the attacking side to play for the post plants and then have a very strong defense, or you play that breach. The breach, much more standard that we've seen continuously. And Team Mahi, they've shown us both. Though I do think they're likely to end up going for the breach. So I do wonder if Inglu try and counter that, pick up the Sage KJ, or if they themselves have a breach player in their midst.
Indeed, there's so many different possibilities. What I did like from Team Mahi was when they went back to the classic lineup, the lineup that we were very used to watching on Ascent. And I hope that Team Mahi will bring this over into Split, and that I think it might work out in their favor. And talking about their breach, Amaterasu, he was one of the first few people to take that breach and show us how good it can be on Split. Now, as for Inglu, you know, the stage is set. I'm excited to see what they're going to pull out, if they've done their homework, went back to the drawing board, looked at the mistakes, looked at where they kind of fell short in map 1, and try to look to definitely overwrite those mistakes with really good decisions, great communication, and brilliant creative strategy that hopefully we don't see coming. That's going to definitely set up for a very great map.
Yeah, that really was the difference between both of the teams in the last map. I think wherein Team Mahi were continuously aggressing towards the main angles and taking areas of control. It felt like England didn't really have say in the way the match was going, and that's something they need to change. On split, especially mid, becomes so much more important than it is on ascent, and that's where England need to make sure that they're able to contest Team Mahi where they are making the moves and try to punish them for their tendencies. I want to see a bit more of that from Inglu, and I do think that Ditto likely to go back on the Rays will favor them a lot. As you mentioned earlier, he is that Rays main. Like the first time we ever saw him was on that pick. So I do think he's going to be a lot more comfortable. So I'm going to keep my eyes on him, see if he can be the game changer for Inglu in this map.
Indeed, and I'm definitely going to keep my eye on the game and Orange Leaf. I think Orange Leaf as a Sentinel, I think he kind of proved himself, in his own way. When you look at, despite the score of map number 1, when you look at the individual contributions of all members, I think that Orange Leaf has great potential. And the game with his nasty shots on that Sheriff, I hope there's more to come. Now, it seems like there are a few tech difficulties here with the teams. Not to worry. Thank you guys for the patience, but we'll be back with the action as soon as both teams are ready to get things started. Remember, this is the WD Black Cup you are watching, powered by AMD Ryzen. We'll be back very shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black Cup powered by AMD Ryzen. We're here with the action. Thank you so much for the patience. Looks like both teams, Team Mahi and Inglu, are ready to rumble now. Looking at the ages that they're hovering over, I am very excited. Team Mahi starting out on the side of defense, Inglu on the side of attack. Anything in particular that catches your eye, CA?
Well, Inglo is definitely, yeah. I was gonna say Orange Leaf is definitely not gonna pick up the Brimstone, but the Omen coming through for Ditto is a bit of surprising thing. They're instead going for no, okay. There we go. Ditto now switching on to the Raze that we were much more expecting. Orange Leaf likely to pick up that KJ. The Sage KJ is really what is a very good answer. And for Team Mahi, I really like the fact that it's the Killjoy, not the Cypher. Ascent and Split once again her strongest maps, but it is pixels on that arena and not the game. The game instead picking up the Sage, so I'm expecting a lot of that Battle Sage to come out here, and it's going to be a really interesting matchup considering that this Sage KJ composition is it came out really strong as the answer to the Breach composition.
Indeed, a very similar composition, but not quite. The approach still and the setup still has to be, significantly different. But it's great that you did point out the Battle Sage. I like some Battle Sage myself. Like when I
Yeah.
see a Sage come out, I'm excited to see how they're going to utilize, how they're going to be creative with the barrier, and how they're going to use that utility to kind of put their team in a better position. Because that resurrection, we always talk about it being an ultimate that allows you a sixth member. That is a second chance where you can resurrect your teammate. So, on the side of Inglu, I think it's going to be cool and very creative. And as for Team Mahi, this is something that we are used to seeing from them. Right to A, swapping out that Sova and going onto Omen because, Sova just ain't cutting it on Split. The recon bolts, the shock darts, it's just too difficult to hit with all the different corners. So right to ace on that Omen, we love to see it. And it's going to be Thanos on the Omen as well. Excali and Ditto both on the Raze. That will be, we had an antidote versus the game moment in map 1. I think now it's going to be Excali up against Ditto. Starting off, this is going to be the pistol round coming in. Right to Ace just dashing out that paranoia. He knows that something is up in the garage. Pixels firing away, but just gonna back away as well from that dark cover. Meanwhile, all of Team Mahi, they're looking for that rotation.
Yeah, Team Mahi, you can see they've already come over to this B side to give the backup, and they're now using the breach to just take mid control for themselves, get some info. But as soon as they see that no one is really here, they don't want to be aggressive because for this Sage KJ composition on the attack, the real avenue of approach ends up being the peak. So Team Mahi making sure to play cautious, but now it's going to be Antidote finding a peak and Pixels instantly with the headshot to take him down. It's Antidote going down for first blood and using that pressure and the B having control they're able to get. Inglu ready to take B side.
And that's going to be Excali firing away, picking up a kill to Orange Leaf, utilizing that wall to try and take cover, but Thanos is going to find a beautiful double kill right across onto Excali and a headshot on right to Ace. A great start for Inglu with teammate advantage, but HellFF makes it differ. He wants to make the members of Inglu just fall down one by one. Amaterasu breaking that barrier, and that is the Battle Sage definitely working to her best ability. Investing in that barrier was huge, but definitely coming in handy. Now HellFF spotting out Thanos, trying to exchange, put a little bit of damage. Amaterasu with the fault line. And that is how you use abilities together with your teammates. But Ditto with a beautiful headshot onto HellFF. Amaterasu's the last man standing. He finds one, and Ditto, he puts his foot down. 2 members left alive on Inglu, and they are going to get the first point here.
Yeah, like that first blood with Antidote going down makes a huge impact on the attacking phase of Inglu. You see the way they're able to get Heaven Control, and against a breach composition, able to get Heaven Control just ends up being disaster because if the stage is able to get onto side, as you saw, the wall is so good in those post-map positions, able to just sort of cut off one entry to a side. And on split on both A and B, being able to cut off one entry just sort of isolates the team that is on the retake to one major entry, and it becomes much more easier for the attackers to just hold on to their post plants. So now you can see Mahi eco for them. They're trying to aggress in, but the game and Inglu, they're ready. The Spectres coming out, the slow orbs to delay the push. They've already found first blood. Now looking for more. It's Amitarasu and
One
Ace
enemy
got
remaining.
alongside each other. Ditto in the side, picking up a boombot kill. Inglu with the flawless anti-eco, meaning a bonus coming up for them next round.
There's the battle sage from the game, finding a triple there, but hey, eco round for Team Mahi. And, you know, I like the way that the game moved into Garage very slowly. He checked his corners, managed to pick up the kill right to Ace, and finish it off by taking down Amaterasu. Now we're going to move into round number 3. The Spectres being carried over on the side of Inglu, and Team Mahi now with the investments. If Inglu does manage to shut down Team Mahi here, it's going to be huge, and that will definitely kickstart the momentum they need to take map 2 to stay in this best of 3. Now Antidote firing away on ramps, gonna pop their reload, but here comes Inglu and the Battle Sage just dropping that slow off and raising that barrier, but Antidote's gonna come through and catch the game off guard, popping that reload,
One
taking
enemy
cover in the
remaining.
corner. Meanwhile, all of Team Mahi, they're going crazy, and Antidote wraps that up. Team Mahi with the firepower, they knew it was time to take down all of the attackers.
Yeah, Team Mahi on point. Antidote especially playing that ramps angle so well. The wall, a bit of a question mark from the game. It left a gap in it. I'm not really sure what he was trying to achieve there, because even if you don't leave a gap in there, you end up just walling off ramps, and that's not really where you want to be, since you know that the players there can achieve the vertical angle, get up on top of the wall in that particular spot. So you want to see that wall really used for post plants rather than for entry. So it does allow you for much more comfortable setup. But Team Mahi doing really well to win their buy round, meaning this is the round where the tempo will be decided for both of the teams. The investment coming through for Inglu, this is their buy round as well. Now they've changed up their setup a little bit. Amitarasu on that breach, making his way now onto B, expecting a B side push. It's Antidote and Ace holding down this A side. Antidote already, with the help of this dark cover coming out from Ace, he's taken a very aggressive position. And since he's the Jet, as long as he gets one kill, he can easily just dash out of there and get his team a very successful angle hold here. Now the alarm bot to hold down that dark cover position hasn't revealed any information. Inglu, they're playing very patient, but they haven't really made any moves or got any pressure. It's gonna end up costing them.
Dodging that near Antidote. He's in a little bit of a tough spot, but that dash is going to prove to be useful as he backs away into safety onto the A site. Now Ditto losing his life there. Could be a little bit more well coordinated on the side of Inglu, but it was great foresight from the side
30
of
seconds
Antidote.
left.
Now Excali dropping the satchel. The game is going to take him out 1-for-1. And that satchel still does hit the game, but he does have the heal as well to work with. Now with the barrier, he is going to block off part of the area here in B Tower. A little bit of an odd choice with the barriers, but hey, let's see what the game has in store for us. Now the Spike Plaza has been killed, and this is Team Mahi holding it down. Not a round for Inglu as they all fall one by one. Team Mahi bringing the scoreline even. They don't want map number 2 to get away. But see, just break it down for us. I do feel that that barrier could be utilized just a little bit better there on the side of Inglu.
Yeah, definitely. You can just completely close off stairs, but given the fact that he's left a gap now 2 rounds in a row for the game, I feel like he's intentionally trying to leave a gap so he can find the peaks, but that's a very like RNG thing to do, wherein you could easily just be punished for leaving that gap rather than be rewarded. So ideally you never want to see that happen, especially on the attack. You want to see him either use it when they're going for a B-side push on stairs or CT to just deny an angle, not play for that peak. And the fact that he's doing that gives Team Mahi a lot more room to maneuver around where they go for the entry. Without that denial of that side, they're able to just sort of make sure they keep control, at least partially, of the B side itself, deny the spike planter, and pick up the round. Like Excali going down there, a bit of a timing error, but besides that, the round went pretty flawlessly for Team Mahi, and because of that, their eco really booming now. You can see for Inglu though, it's the opposite. They're forced onto just pistols and a semi-buy as they go for the economy round. Now, they've spread themselves out. They're looking for the picks, but the headshot for HellFF will reign supreme. First blood picked up for TM. They're in command and control of this round.
Last player standing.
Right to Ace. He's on a rampage as he finds a triple and antidote to chime in as well. A flawless round for Team Mahi. And Split is definitely looking a little bit like their playground. That round definitely allowed all of them to charge up those ultimates. They have it in their pocket. And moving into the next one is definitely going to still allow Team Mahi to have the upper hand as compared to Inglu. Now with the full investments, the game they're leading at the top with of his team with 4 kills. The resurrection is available, so you know now's the perfect time to kind of find an opening to use that and to catch Team Mahi off guard as well. There is from the shadows right to Ace just popping that, and he is going to be lurking in the attack precise spawn. Meanwhile, Excali with a very aggressive push. Ditto's gonna find the first kill onto Antidote. Excali picks up one of his own. And now Thanos, he's gonna secure the plant onto the A side. And Hell FF, he doesn't want that to happen at all. Drops the lockdown. And it seems like Inglu, they've got to move out, change those positions before it's too late. Hell FF, he gets caught off guard and the game takes on the lockdown. It's huge! The game, he is making moves. And this might just be redemption. It's down to the 1v1 between Ditto and Excali. We were talking about this and it is about to happen as the spike is ticking. Excali is working against the clock. He doesn't have as much health and armor to work with as compared to Ditto, but he's gonna soldier on. And then HL does tag him, 45 HP as he watches Heaven. Ditto waiting for the perfect time, just playing around patience, and here comes the showstopper Ditto with the triple kill, picking up Excali, and that's gonna be Inglu finding their 3rd point.
That was beautifully played by Ditto, but before that, like the game here, pushing into Hellfighter, like Amitris not there to back him up. The fact that Hellfighter dies, the lockdown goes nuts, and that the game is able to pick up Amitris as well, opens up so much ground for Inglu in that post plan, because unlike what you usually expect from that stage, she's not actually able to deny this screen's area. So game opening it up allows for it to go to a 1v1 with Ditto and Excali, and Ditto plays that brilliantly, utilizing so much time. After he pulls out the ultimate, he doesn't actually fire it. He's relying on the voice cue that came out with the fire in the hole to just sort of give Excali a pause, make sure that he doesn't go for the defuse, and in the last moment going for the rocket, meaning he's able to pick up the kill. 3-3 on the board, and now mid control trying to be taken by Inglu, but denied so far by Team Mahi. A 1-for-1 trade, and now Amitris waiting with the Rolling Thunder to try and push through. The revival come in, and so in the Rolling Thunder. Team Mahi trying to push in, but they were not in prime position, so that does mean that Pixel is able to come online, get the kill, and use the business to get themselves out of there.
This is the kind of coordination that we're talking about, but Amaterasu coming up massive, finding a double kill, just stopping the reigns of Inglu. Now, before the game went down, he did pop that resurrection, so with that extra life, Inglu, they've got a soldier on. Rendering that ultimate useless isn't going to be a good one for Inglu at all. They need this round to save their economy. Huge buys, because Team Mahi, they're relaxing right now. Amaterasu now with the operator. This is gonna be cool. Here comes the fault line, and Antidote seems very much ready with the seismic blast just to clear out angles. The paint shells very evident, thrown in by Ditto. Amaterasu not very healthy. It looks like a round for Inglu, and this is Antidote making himself known. He's gonna pick up Orange Leaf. Ditto comes in from the side, finds the kill, and Amaterasu going to make the decision for the sake with the op. I do suppose he might just go for this kill here. He only has one shot. He misses it, and he's got to be sure that he keeps himself alive. Amaterasu with the classic. He's going to take Ditto out with a nasty burst headshot. Make that 3 kills for the IGL himself. But ultimately, this is a round for Inglu. And having one member survive, I do think they can kind of, you know, scrap for pieces here. The economy not exactly looking the best. But hey, winning that round definitely did do them more justice than not.
Yeah, I feel like in the mid area when the resurrection came through. I get the idea behind the Rolling Thunder is to try and just sort of get the answer back, trade ult for ult, and maintain that 1v1 for 1 trade that they got. But there was nobody there to follow up on it. So it just means that the Rolling Thunder wave, they don't have it for the retake, and becomes much more of an Inglu favored situation. But hey, Amitarasu was able to save up that operator, and that operator is exactly what is going to cause Inglu. In fact, Anti already picking up 1 kill. Misses his second shot, but he's got that advantage. It's going to be Excali now pushing in on his behalf, using all his utility. He's able to pick up 1 kill, but caught in a barrage of explosives in the grenade. It means that he is exposed in that mid area, gets traded out. So now it's 4v3 in the favor of Team Mahi. Antidote with another meaning. Inglu left to try to go to A, but TM already ready to hold it down.
What a nasty shot there. Pixels, last man standing. He inches in slowly, does spot right to Ace as his back pokes out in heaven there. Pixels sliding right through. He does have the spike, and you know, if he's able to get a couple of kills here up in heaven, he should be able to go for the plant, but time is ticking. He might take the pace without making too much noise, and right to Ace. So quick to turn around and take Pixels out with a beautiful headshot on that Phantom. And now it is going to be even Stevens once again on the scoreboard as Team Mahi. They don't want Inglu to get ahead of them. Despite having 1 map for themselves, Inglu, they are trying their level best to secure map number 2. And now, with the economy suffering, we do see the frenzies. Thanos there, gonna buy a little bit of armor to work with. Team Mahi, they do have the firepower. Antidote, you've got to watch out for that operator as he's going to be stationed on ramps this time. But here comes a little bit of a different strategy. A bit of a push here in the mid area from all members of the side of Inglu. Excali's going to find one with his Phantom, and the nade picks up the game. Another nade to work with. Excali gonna show himself. He's going for the spray. Drops the satchel. Amaterasu picking up orange leaf. Excali makes it a triple. Pixels does pick up 1 kill, but the last man standing has a tick of health, and Excali's determined to take him out. Going for that reload. Spraying away Excali. Come on. 4K for Excali himself on that race. So clean, so comfortable on that pick. This is why he is the dedicated player on the duelist position in Team Mahi. I mean, Team Mahi knew it was an equal round for Inglu, and the way they just kind of read into the movements of Inglu and closed them down so quick in mid just kind of shows you how comfortable they are right now and how good the momentum is going for them.
Yeah, a brilliant combo by Mahi. Like the spray, the grenade, as well as comboed with Ace's smoke and paranoia. Just when the Inglo had no clue what was going on, they had explosives all around them, bullets flying past them, and they paid the price with their lives. Once again, they're trying to take mid control though, but Excali is ready. You can't keep contesting this race right into her utility, especially when the breach is ready to back it up, because it becomes almost an impossible task. Excali ready with the showstopper now, going for more. He's hunting for blood. He's able to pick up another, gets traded out though. Amitarasu there to find another, meaning it's just a 2 for 2 at the end of the day. Team Mahi maintaining the lead that Excali got at the start of the round. Now 3 versus 2. Hellfighter, he's just chilling in this B side, and the opposing Killjoy in Orange Leaf trying to contest it, but knows instantly that you can't make your way into that Killjoy protected side. So instead, they're gonna have to try and push forward for this mid side again. So with Anti ready on the op, this is almost impossible.
Orange Leaf there finds a beautiful kill onto HellFF. Even playing field now as it is a 2v2, and here comes Ditto with the spike, coming to meet up with Orange Leaf. That turret does help him out a little bit. Orange Leaf finds the kill to Antidote, and that is going to be massive. Right to Ace, last man standing, up in tower. And Ditto, he is going to secure that plant. Now as the turret hits right to Ace, he's going to take that out. Information has been given over to Inglu. Spike has been planted, and Ditto's gonna end that off. Make that an even scoreline again. Inglu. Now this map is Team Mahi's map pick, and Inglu is definitely keeping up a lot better as compared to map 1. So it's very evident that they went back to the drawing board, they figured out what was wrong, and it also could be a case where, hey, this map might be just a little bit more of a comfort zone for them as compared to Ascent. The corners, the bends, it seems that Inglu, they're fully utilizing that as and when they can. Even the follow-ups, the return kills, the trades, is a lot more evident here in map number 2. So good on Inglu, Team Mahi on the side of defense. They've got to try and break up the next 2 rounds. If they can get a 7-5, I think, they would have a much better chance in the second half, because attack is not an easy side to play on, and I do think that Inglo is definitely performing well above expectations. And Antidote finding a beautiful kill onto Orange Leaf, taking cover into B Tower. The rest of Inglu, they're going to be moving through sewers to meet up with the game as they look for that opportunity in perhaps the mid area of Split.
5v4 now. Antidote has repositioned himself onto A Heaven, but Inglu still maintaining that pressure on to this mid. They've taken mid control, Wentz now being smoked out, and they're looking to make their way into B Heaven. But the turret position in such a way to give Excali the information he needs to peek will mean that it's going to become a very difficult task to do just that. So Inglu instead keeping the game in the Wentz while they go for the wrap and try to get themselves into this garage area could end up working against them though, because now you see Amaterasu, he's made his rotate happen. He's waiting in this B Heaven area, but like they are a bit confused, flustered even Team Mahi right now, because they're not sure where the side of Inglu likely to go. Now the smoke's coming out towards B, the alarm bot getting popped as well as the swarm grenades. For me, the information does go out. It's Hellfighter to hold down the B side. The grenades taking them low and Hellfighter finishing them off. But Ditto able to get the trade kill, meaning it's down to Excali to make sure the fight doesn't get punched. A nice flick to get one, and Antidote on the backup to get another. Excali was in an impossible position, but the shots did not land for Inglu, and the backup was on time by Ace and Anti. You're gonna see it right here on the replay. And right here, you expect Excali to die after this flick, but he actually survives for so long.
Excali, that is what you call composure. You can only achieve that much composure after years, months of experience. Excali, even caught in a situation like that, you can see that he's not going to give up. He's going to keep pressing forward. It's not going to stop him. He's going to put in as much damage as possible. And the fact that Team Mahi, his teammates, able to back him up and save his life is just absolutely insane. So that was a really good round for the side of Team Mahi. And as we move into the last round before the swap, there is a little bit of a pause. The scoreline is now 6-5 in favor of Team Mahi. Now, I honestly didn't think that Inglu on the side of attack, because Split is really tough to coordinate. You see, when you go for both sides, you only have one entry, and your second entry is through the mid area, kind of like Ascent, except that there's not a lot of distance to work with. There's more corners, so you got to be very prepared. You have to use abilities in unison with your teammates. It requires a lot of coordination. And Inglu, I think they're doing a great job on the side of attack. What are your thoughts here so far up till now?
Yeah, Inglu have been brilliant on attack so far, and it's especially important because their composition is really meant to nullify this breach on defense. Like, that's where the Sage KJ really comes online and makes it difficult for the current composition of Team Mahi, the breach, to try and take mid control easily with that Sage wall coming up. So the fact that they maintain the scoreline very close in the first half does put a lot more pressure on Team Mahi than it does on them, because right now it's 6-5 in favor of TM, but even if it ends up being 7-5, Inglu, they'll be content with how the first half went, and they'll be looking to go towards that second to pull off the win for themselves. Like, you see Antidote with the op, he's trying to hold down this ramps area. The lockdown coming down from Orange Leaf, despite knowing that the op is there, means that he's just stranded here. Antidote, he's left in a position where he has to leave that ramps angle. And he's gonna do exactly that. The game aggressive push being taken down, meaning the side completely open for Inglu, but right to Ace, he finds the kill, evens it up, and now Inglu in a very tough position.
Antidote picking up a kill onto Pixels, and that is Thanos looking for the plan. Right to Ace, gonna find a triple. The game popping that ultimate, but it's not gonna be enough. Amaterasu ends it all, and that is the end of the first half. 7-5 in favor of Team Mahi. And just a quick look at the instant replay. We do see the idea putting that lockdown so early by the side of Orange Leaf. I think that kind of just gave away the information that, hey, Inglu was going to commit to the A site. So Team Mahi, they rotated, they stopped them in their tracks. You got to be a little bit more creative that way. You have to create noise and ruckus, go for those huge rotations. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of brain power, but it's definitely what's needed to have an edge over a team like Mahi. Now, moving into the second half, Team Mahi on the side of attack and Inglu on defense.
Here.
This is going to be a wild time, and I'm excited to see how Mahi are going to play their cards. Now, with the pistol round, it's all about the accuracy. Moving into B Garage, that's going to be Antidote leading the charge.
Antidote with his Cloudburst and the Tailwind in. He's gonna find the first blood, take down Thanos, and with the side completely cleared, it's the game to pick up a kill on the back end. Though right away he's trying to go for the wraparound, but the game taking him down, meaning it's 4v4 on the map now. You see, TM, they're trying to get into their post-plant positions. They set up the plant in such a way that they can hold it down from Garage with the Molly as well as the turret set up, meaning they are in a comfortable position to do just that. But it's going to be a huge pressure on Excali to hold down this Raptors angle. Position revealed now, he's going for the rotate. He's trying to get the kills in Excali. What? In a 1v2? Actually a 1v3 if you count the turret. Still surviving for so long.
Enemy remaining.
Keeps his hopes and his life alive and does so much damage. Now 1v1, both the Killjoy is extremely low on health, but Hellfighters turret ready, buying so much time, as well as the Nano Swarm, meaning despite Orange Leaf getting a really nice kill, Hellfighters grenade there to close it off. That was a exhilarating pistol round.
What was that? Oh my goodness, what a pistol round indeed. Excali, I like what he did. He was on the platform, he came down, changed position, managed to put in a lot of damage, and you know, at the end of it all, Hell.Ff just clutching that out, was down to the wire between him and Orange Leaf. Man, that was so close. And this is what I live for. But Team Mahi just having that added bit of consistency definitely, you know, went a long way. Now Antidote leading the charge once again. Excali with a boombot, gonna find one kill and make that Spectre kills from Excali as well. And Antidote, 2 members left. Eco round for Inglu, not an easy one for them. Team Mahi, I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and maintain this flawless round. Right to Ace does find the kill on to Orange Leaf, and Ditto is the last man standing. So a very quick round, quick execution. I do like this, and what is so important is that in different rounds, you know, sometimes you want to take it slow. Sometimes you want to take it fast. Pace is very important. So when you mix pace in with strategy and with combos using abilities, you can have 101 ways to approach a map. That's going to be Hell.Ff picking up the last kill onto Ditto. Flawless round for Team Mahi. 9-5. That 4-round lead is definitely something the attackers want to keep on top of.
Yeah, as you were talking about, right, the pace at which Team Mahi able to execute, that's really what Inglu are relying on the stage to shut down. So Team Mahi, knowing that the stage unlikely to buy the wall in her eco round, they capitalize on that heavily. They're like, you know what, there's not going to be any wall to deter us from just taking aggressive mid control. Do exactly that. Like, when that wall is not there, the boombot, it gives so much information towards the Wens. The fact that it's able to pick up a kill also means that Team Mahi just get more than they even wanted, and they get such a big advantage. Now an aggressive dash in, but the Nano Swarm ready. Antidote find himself at the crosshairs of Chaos, but Amitarasu with the instant trade is right to Ace with another, and the trade's going out with the Killjoy down for the side of Inglu, meaning not only is side control taken for the side of Team Mahi, but they take it with an advantage. You see the game, he just has a judge, and with the 3v4 and not the optimal weapons, Inglu in a very sticky situation, but Pixels in the back end, he's able to pick up one. Using his dismiss, has both of his Leers ready, and it's going to be those flashes his team relies on this video.
Pixels picking up a kill onto Amaterasu. The game finds one as well, and right to Ace is the last man standing on the side of Team Mahi. Inglu is not healthy, but Ditto's gonna find that kill, and now a safe defuse. A great bounce back. They did have the better firepower, being able to have 2 teammates surviving that round. I would say it's a job well done on the side of defense, holding it down and trying to, you know, hopefully bridge that gap of rounds between themselves and Mahi. But there it is on the instant replay. Inglu just holding their own. Wow. I think that it's going to continue being more unpredictable and explosive. So let's see if the predictions are going to be right. I think Inglu's just getting warmed up here on the side of defense. We do see definitely a lot more confidence here in map 2. They're doing different things. They're trying their best. And look at the game now. Gonna put up that barrier, stop any potential pushes in the early rounds. They don't want that fast-paced execute to come out from the side of the and with the full buys across the board, this is going to be Pixels contemplating if he's going to use the Lear or not. I do like how Team Mahi is spread out, trying to create all that ruckus, cause a little bit of confusion. I do think it is the best way to go about the attacking side.
You can see Team Mahi, they split themselves up, but they've taken mid control. Antidote in the Wentz getting a lot of information for his team, as well as that turret set off for Hellfighter to hold on to B Heaven, meaning they're able to just deny any rotations, and they have access to both the sides as and when they demand it. Now, B Garage control as well in their name, but with the rotations having already come out for Inglu, it would be a wiser move to try and go for B, but they're expecting Inglu to have rotated away by now, so instead they're going to try to make their way in here. The Rolling Thunder coming out, but the shotgun Sage ready. The shotgun shot goes Sage head first. Instead, it's Antidote with the flick to pick up one. But the move on the utility, all of it going out for Inglu. Despite all of that, the trades come out for Team Mahi. And 3v2, it is them able to get the front, take out Thanos and Orange Leaf and secure the round. 10-6, Team Mahi in full control of this attacking half. And it does bring about the question, like, considering, like, objectively, at least for me, I do think that the Sage KJ is the perfect answer to the breach. You have to wonder what is going wrong for Inglu, and I think that's where the experience factor really comes in. While the Sage KJ able to deny one particular point of entry, Team Mahi, when they're on the attack, they choose where they want to attack. They are being able to be proactive, and that's where their mind games with Amaterasu calling, reigning supreme every single time.
Oh, indeed. Right to Ace at Excali with 16 kills each. They are on fire. And Amaterasu just letting out that fault line. There are going to be 3 attackers gunning for that A side. Amaterasu and Excali creating all that ruckus in the mid area, hopefully to cause some attention, pull some defenders into the mid side. Orange Leaf finding a kill to Antidote, right to Ace and Hell.Ft. They're going to pick up a kill of their own. Now 3 ultimates ready for Team Mahi to work with, and 2 for Inglu. If they play their cards right, they could potentially turn this around. But waiting for that audio cue, then will Inglu start to progress. Now Amaterasu finding the killer to Pixels. The spike has been planted onto the A site. And here comes the game. Up and down in vents. He's gonna pick up Excali. Ditto joining his buddy, and here comes the resurrection. The second chance. It's a 3v3, and Hell.Ft is not going to waste any time, not going to take any chances as well as he places the lockdown right to Ace, looking for that positioning with from the shadows. Not going to be quite right at this moment. Ditto does pick up a kill on Amaterasu, and he's gonna find right to Ace as well. I do believe that's a bit of a communication breakdown. Right to Ace should have known that Ditto was there, but Hell.Ft is holding him down. He's gonna find 2 kills. He might just clutch this one out, and that is Hell.Ft for you, making that a 4K. Never mind that the spike goes boom and he loses his life, but that was absolutely insane. If you want to know how to hold it down like a professional sentinel, that's going to be Hell.Ft. It's not the first time he has done something like that, and boy, wasn't that amazing.
Yeah, really nice post-plan positions from the side of Team Mahi. Yeah, you have to really, like, Hell.Ft, of course, playing it so well. The Nanoswarm grenades as well as the lockdown to buy his team so much time. But also Amaterasu and right to Ace positioning themselves as far as they can from the side. Amaterasu towards the aiming area and right to Ace towards the screens. Meaning you have to clear out those angles before you actually try to push Hell.Ft. And with all of that time bought for him, he plays that perfectly, making sure to only peek when he has the advantage in it, able to find kill after kill and delay the spike from being diffused. Picking up the round, it's 11-6 for Team Mahi. And with that control, they're pushing in aggressively already. Eco round for Inglu, meaning no mid-wall. And no mid-wall, meaning a free entry for Team Mahi. Antidote and Amaterasu pick up a kill each. And now with B side, they're not even going to go bother for the plant. They're hunting for the kill.
Last player standing.
Thanos is the last man alive, but Hell.Ft, he's on fire right now. Very much pleased with his performance here in match number 2. That's going to be match point for Team Mahi. 6 rounds in the lead. And on the attacking side, they are definitely showing us why they are still a team that is a force to be reckoned with. Because attack is really difficult to play on split. But Mahi, they're showing us communication. They're showing us creativity. You brought up the point where Amaterasu and Excali in one of the rounds, they were in mid. And there's so much trust for the remaining 3 members to go for the push on a site. So that is the kind of dynamic you want to have in your team. Team Mahi doing it great. Ditto's gonna find a brilliant double kill there with the showstopper. Just as I was talking about Mahi, Ditto's gonna be showing us that he is not someone to forget, and this is why he has left an impression on us. He's been in the scene for a while, and it's great to see him here now with this team Inglu there. That was just a good bit of skill that we saw coming out from Ditto.
Yeah, a very creative approach from Inglu in that round, using the showstopper to create a lot of pressure for them in that B main area. They're able to pick up a double kill and get a couple of guns for themselves as well. Now Antidote almost equalizing it. He picked up 2 for himself, but Orange Leaf there to trade out the second one, meaning it's still a 3 for 2 in the favor of Inglu. You see, A-side control has been taken by Team Mahi, but Orange Leaf lurking in the smokes. As soon as the spike is planted, he's going to likely go for the peak. Actually goes for the Nanoswarm instead to try and delay it, but the Nanoswarm going with a bounce, meaning that Helep able to get the plant, can place his own Nanoswarm grenades and play to delay as much as possible. The turret as well, ready in that position with the alarm bot to hold up a lane. He's going to pull the turret back and wait for a second before placing it. But Thanos and the rest of Inglu trying to push it now. The defuse coming in instead. Delayed is Pixels to go for the duel, win it, and pick up a round for Inglu.Xft. 12 to 7. They keep their hope alive in this map and win this series.
I like the fact that Inglu's not giving up. You can just see the fight in their soul to try and make this work. And I do like the way that they closed down on Team Mahi. Here you can see on the instant replay. A very good setup there by HellFF, I must say. But spreading themselves out, that is Inglu just coming in all different directions. They let each other know when they've spotted out a member from the side of Team Mahi. And that was how they were able to come in with a very nice and successful retake with 3 members still alive and kicking. So, 12 is to 7. I mean, if Inglu wants this map number 2, I'm not saying it's impossible, but a 5-round win is very much needed. Now, Ditto here, going for a bit of an aggressive stance. That's going to be Antidote, pushing himself forward, and that flash connects onto one of the members on the side of defense. Make that a triple kill for Antidote until Thanos is going to take him out. It doesn't look too bright for Inglu, and this is Excali bringing up the showstopper, and it's not gonna get a kill, but that is right to 8, finding the double. 13 is to 7. Team Mahi 2-0 in this best of 3 of the upper bracket into quarterfinals. They're gonna move over into the next round, maintaining that prestigious spot of being in the upper bracket. What a match, CA.
This last round itself, I mean, first I have to give props to Inglu for going for the 5-stack play. It really takes nerves of steel to be able to do that. But Amaterasu ready in the sewers to set up the flash for Antidote, meaning they just get instantly denied 9 first bloods for that Jet. That's exactly what you want to see when it's paired up with that breach, because for Amaterasu himself, you could also see just as many assists. The duo working together brilliantly again and again, just denying Inglu. But I mean, props to be given to Inglu. The fact that they went for the play shows that they're a team willing to take the risk to come out on top.
Indeed. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about what went down in this amazing best of 3. CA, that was so much fun to watch. I can feel my face hurting from all that excitement. But we're going to head into the WD Black Cup match highlights. And, I want to keep this short, right? In the first map, it was 13 is to 3 in favor of Team Mahi, and in map 2 is 13 is to 7. Now, Inglu is a new team, right? We nicknamed them the new kids on the block. They have managed to have a win streak all the way up into the quarterfinals, and right now they're meeting a team that is so rich with experience. And honestly, their fight, their drive, I think they have definitely won the hearts of a lot of the viewers, and even for myself. I like what they have. I like the spirit that they've displayed, and Ditto, the game, Orange Leaf, Pixels, Thanos. You're not gonna forget these names and what they've done,
Yep.
because they've had individual moments of brilliance. Consistency is still something that they have to try and get to, but that is for every single team. You have highs and lows, starting from the bottom and making yourself and trying to get yourself up there. I think that Inglu is on the right track, and I wish them all the best. They're going to be shifted down into the lower bracket, but I do think that they're still going to pull out very spicy plays, so don't just give up on them yet. And as for Team Mahi, come on. Antidote now shining with 22 kills, Right to Ace with 19, Excali with 16. I mean, I don't even think the scores matter at this point for Team Mahi, because everything that they have displayed, we saw moments from Amaterasu, we saw moments from Excali and Antidote, even Right to Ace. They look so ready, they look better than before, and it's great to see that Team Mahi is able to collect themselves and come back here into the WD Black Cup and show us that they're reformed, that they're taking things different, and they're ready to progress forward. What are your afterthoughts, CA?
I think it's exactly that. Like for Team Mahi, the fact that they're actually, they've come in almost off a fresh boat. Like they've wiped the slate clean, and they're like, you know what? We used to be one of the most dominant teams, and we're gonna try and work our hardest to get back to that status. It does look like they've done exactly that. But like I have to say, mostly for Inglu, as you said, we're never gonna forget these players' names. They did so well adapting from the first map to the second. They tried to bring forward a composition that is like the objective answer to what Team Mahi is likely to play. But on that note, I will just tell them, like, in my opinion, it's always better to try and stick to an identity of what your team is really good at. Like, even in the defensive hub, you could see where they really excelled were in their aggressive pushes. When they were taking the fight to Team Mahi, that's when they looked at their absolute best. And I do wonder if they can do that better with a Breach or a Sky instead, rather than play a more defensive composition like the Sage or KJ. Get the game back on that Jet so he can pop up the way Antidote did in this match. I know I'm going to be excited to see more of this team because they're not out of the tournament just yet. They still have that cushion going into the lower bracket.
Indeed, all the best to you guys in Glue. I mean, they're still in the lower bracket. I hope you guys continue to support them. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. And ultimately, congratulations once again to Team Mahi for taking this win here and progressing forward to the semifinals and maintaining their spot in the upper bracket.
Yeah, huge props to Team Mahi. They're gonna make their way onto the upper bracket semifinals. Set a date, I believe, with godlike Esports, and that's gonna be a really interesting matchup. But for now, it's gonna be the end of our first set. We have another set coming up later in the day at 8 p.m. and you can catch it there. Hit the like button, subscribe, get the notifications bell on so you're not late. And if you'd like to check out the deals in the meantime, there's some top class performance storage, purpose built for gaming, or if you like to multitask and game with ease with the AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors. Both links in the description with some amazing deals on offer for you. I was CA, I was joined by Appo, and I'm really glad that we got to have the classic duo back again for this amazing match. And we'll see you later with the WD Black Open Cup powered by AMD Ryzen in the series later today.